career. Forget the fact that The Young and the Restless have been on for 20 years. Just check out what's been happening in the last week.
Cricket, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. Just, I've got to get Nina. She's in the bathroom.
Nina, stay right where you are. Look at her.
Doug Davidson as Detective Paul Williams always seems to be coming to someone's rescue. Cricket Romalati, played by Laura Lee Bell, was a lucky one this week, but the drama did not stop there.
How dare you go to my husband and tell him I'm trying to get pregnant?
Oh, just
Don't!
simmer down, simmer down.
No, I'm not going to simmer down. God, I thought you were my friend. I trusted you, and you betrayed my confidence by going to Hatchet Face here and telling her my plans so she can run to John and blab everything to him? Damn
Hatchet
you,
Face.
damn...
You gotta love that. Jess Walton plays Jill
I beg
Abbott.
your pardon?
Laura Lee Bell. Is that what they say? You said Hatchet Face on that one? Not you. You're not Hatchet Face.
Thank you.
That's Jess Walton. Laura Lee Bell plays Cricket Romalati, and Doug Davidson plays Paul Williams. Good morning to all three.
Good morning,
of you.
Mark.
Good morning.
Welcome. Young and the Restless, 20 years. Jess, I got a question for you.
Okay.
You're not the warmest, sweetest,
Yes, I
nicest
am.
person. Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
What's the meanest thing that you've ever done in
The
your
meanest
character?
thing that I had to do, and it was really hard to do, is when I found Rex Sterling on a park bench. Am I talking very loudly? This thing in my ear. I educated him and bought him clothes and outfitted him and everything. And then I went to Catherine with this little box full of all the bills that I'd bought this man for her that she was in love with. And I showed her the box and showed her that he was bought and paid for. And it was very cruel.
That is pretty cruel.
Yes.
Now, last night we were going up in the elevator and you said the craziest line.
Oh,
that
God, you
ever
want me to say that?
Say the line that you said.
I got this script and there was this line in it, and I said to our producer, Ed Scott, please, I don't have to say this, do I? And he said, you better talk to Bill about it. And I went up to your dad and I said, don't make me say this line on national TV. And he said, say the line, Chess. And the line was,
Here she's going to do it again.
to Catherine, I say to Catherine, now you tell me where Nina and my grandson are right after I get back from the bathroom, because you got me so upset my bladder is distended.
That was the line.
I had to say it on national television.
All right, now, Laura Lee, your father is the architect of all of this, The Young and the Restless. Most people grew up with, like, toys around the house. You grew up on sets. What was that like?
Well, actually, I lived in Chicago, so I really didn't. I would see him sitting every day at a typewriter, and then all of a sudden I'd turn on the TV, and here was this product, and I thought, wow, this is so easy. This is great. He just types away, and look what happens. And when we were old enough, he brought us out, and we got to see the set, and it was an incredible experience. But until I did it, my comment was, wow, this is so easy. They just stand in front of a set and say these lines, and what a job. And
now, I talked to my mother yesterday, and I said, what's going on in the show? And this is what she told me. She said, well, Cricket's husband on the show is Michael Damian, but he's not there right now. He's off doing this Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Right.
She had a boss. She got him fired. To get back at her, he vowed he'd get revenge. He cut a hole through the wall in an apartment that he lived with a woman that we don't know who she is. Hillary. Yeah. Detective Paul came in with a gun and shot him. He's got gunshot wounds. Cricket is just a wreck. But as he was going out, the boss, his eyes opened up.
Yes.
And that's when my sister, after I told the story back to her, said, his eyes opened up?
Yes.
She didn't know that.
In slow motion.
Now,
Yeah.
what's going on with this whole thing? Because you saved like everybody.
oh, thank God.
Well, except for Michael, I shot him.
Did you shoot Michael?
I shot him
He
and
didn't
made
die.
He didn't
Thank
die.
you very much.
But it didn't hit you. She got blood all over. It was a nasty mess, Mark.
Why has the show been so successful, do you think?
Well, you know, I think what it really comes down to is story, basically, but the continuity of the characters we have on the show and the length of time we've had a head writer. I think her dad has been a head writer longer on this show than anyone has been on any show. So we've had the same guy at the helm for 20 years.
And real quickly, what's it like being a soap opera hunk?
Hunk.
Real quick.
Well, I'm a dad. I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out
hunkless.
all these questions with Jess Walton, Laura Lee Bell, Doug Davidson coming up 23 before the hour. They're going to get to ask questions next. Coming up.
Mrs. Chancellor, probably.
Yeah? Why's that?
Wear all the jewelry, you know.
Jill, I mean, she is such a slut.
Victor Newman, I wouldn't mind playing Victor Newman. I'd say this is all, you know, Jack, and I'd love to be able to talk like that and have the mustache, but not this guy.
The hour, Jess Walton, Laura Lee Bell, Doug Davidson. Of course, you know them as stars from The Young and the Restless. We're here in Bloomington at the Mall of America. Any question you want to ask? What's your name?
Hans Westphal.
Hi, Hans.
Is Paul going to do right by his daughter?
Is Paul going to do right by his daughter?
Do right.
Do right.
Yes.
I'm going to do right.
Are you a do right man?
Hans, I'm not sure. We're a little concerned about her because my mother keeps meddling in this whole affair. So it's not over yet.
You know what I like? If you don't know what they're talking, this is like all like inner kind of stuff that, you know,
We're
like
talking in
shorthand.
code, Mark.
You're talking in code?
What
What's
I
your
really
name?
said is the host has
I'm
a funny
Patty.
tie.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Thank you.
I'd like to know if you have any input with the writers as to the direction your characters will take.
She does.
You
The
know,
only
She has
one.
a lot.
Even I don't, and it's fine because you know, we have great stories and stuff. I think we're all really lucky we have great storylines.
I'd like to answer that, but my bladder's a little distant.
We're never going to hear the end of it.
And it's your fault, Mark.
Okay, let's have stand up for a second. We're going to get people to stand up. What's your name?
Chris?
Chris? Where are you from? Minnesota, I knew that.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, you have a question?
Yeah.
What's the question?
I was wondering if Cricket is going out with Michael Damian in real life.
We're wide awake this morning, aren't we?
She went out with me last night.
He was no fun. He's
Are you
married.
going out with Michael Damian?
We are actually, we're known to be spotted together, yes.
Is that, would you take that as a yes or a no?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would take that as a yes. Is this like a real heated up romance? Like,
We've caught them necking on several occasions behind the scenes.
okay. Let's see if we can't get another question. Let's get this one. Stand up, please.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Maureen.
Maureen, what's your question?
I just wondered how far ahead do you tape the show so that you can be here with us today?
Well, it's different at different times. We tape Saturdays throughout the year, so we can get a chunk of time together, so at Christmas we can have 2 weeks off. So as it's getting towards the end of the year, we're way ahead. And at the beginning of the year, we've used up that 2 weeks. So we're about
2 to 6 weeks.
Thank you for making
Jess.
that concise. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Let's get a question up here. What's your name? Stand up.
Oh. Hi, my name is Elise.
Hi, Elise.
Paul, this is for Paul. It seems like Paul and Lynn are going to get together. Is that the case? I took a poll, and we don't see the chemistry there. So your fans want you to have a different partner. Yeah, person.
Well, I was just thinking about the money I could save if I did indeed marry my secretary, you see. No, I don't know. They toy with it every now and then, but I don't know if we're going to have a full-blown romance.
Now I got a question. Do the fans write in all the time and say, why did you do this? Or how come you're not doing that? How do you respond to it? Or do you just kind of, since you've been on for a while, do you write everybody back? Or do you,
well, yeah, I do.
Yes.
It takes a while, but yeah.
If they're patient, we all do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get another question. Stand up. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Kay, and this is for Cricket. Is she ever going to become a nasty person?
Do you know, I was thinking like maybe when Michael was pushing her around, she could hit her head and wake up and be in like an evil cricket, but...
We'd have to change insects.
You know what,
though,
they need very nice characters to counteract Jill.
Hey, I think I'm a very nice character.
Absolutely.
Right,
I like
being
being the good girl.
Name? Stand up.
My name's Patty.
And what's the question?
It was to Paul as well. You never get the sizzle, the hot romances, and the on-location shot. I don't know, you need it.
Mark labels me a hunk. I don't know how to answer that.
You are a hunk, honey.
I'm a lonely guy.
A sizzleless hunk. What can I tell you? Well, we're gonna have more questions from people. Plus, Harry watches the show back in New York, so we're gonna have some questions from him. We'll be right back after this. 17 before the hour.
Harry watches the show.
Yeah.
It is 10 minutes before the hour. We're here back on the CBS Eye on Woman Mall Tour, going all over the world. We're here at the Mall of America, and in some of the places you get a chance to talk to young and restless stars and soap opera stars, and Hattie and Harry, you can ask questions too. We have a question here from a woman. Stand up. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Tay Marie.
Tia Marie, isn't it? Oh, Tay Marie. I was going to say Tia Marie's like an alcohol or something. What's your question? What's your question?
My question is to Jill.
Okay.
You portray yourself as such a conniving little bitch on the show.
No,
Hold on. Just don't hold anything back as you're talking
okay,
here.
I'm
Thank you so much.
She says it with such a smile.
She did say it with a smile on her face. Your question?
Yeah. Do you have to work hard at that?
Or does it come naturally to you? Is that what you're going to say?
Right.
No,
Chloe will
it's
answer
been
that
a part of the fun of the show.
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely
down.
wonderful. It is, because, you know, I find that they write it with humor. so it can be funny at the same time, just to take the sting out of it. I adore it. I love being a bitch on the show.
And boy, you didn't think you'd hear that on morning television,
That's
did you? What's your name?
Patty Fox.
And you're from Iowa.
I'm from Iowa.
Which is, that's a suburb of Minnesota? Is it?
Oh.
I'm only kidding. Don't write it home. Don't write that. Okay, what's your question?
Well, I've been watching this show for 20 years, and I want to know...
A lot of free time on your hands.
No. I'm a teacher. I had to
Okay.
take the summers off and watch the show. But I wanted to know if Jill was going to have another child so that this can go on in generations to come. So.
Jill?
Well, my answer to that question is, knowing Jill, if she wants a child, she'll probably have a child. Although there are going to be some problems there, so we're not positive of it. See, I don't know either.
She's really going out on a limb here, telling you.
Hey, Mark. You know what I love? You go ahead. Harry's got a question.
I got a question. I got a question for Laura Lee, because terrible stuff happens to her. I mean, she's had really terrible things happen to her, and even once she's almost over one terrible thing, something else terrible happens. Do you ever go to your dad and say, let me coast for a while?
Not really, but I think now that this horrible thing is over, I'll have a little bit of a break, which will be nice. Because this one was I mean, breaking through the wall to come at you when your husband's gone. I can't even imagine.
And I've got a real quick
anything
Doug
worse.
question, too. Is Lauren or is not Lauren your true love forever and ever and ever? Confess to everybody.
Lauren. Hi, I've got Dan Rather in my ear here. He's asking me a question on Bosnia, Harry. I'll have to get
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
She's distended with Brad right now.
That again.
Well, she's fooling around with Brad, but I think she's probably your Paul's lifetime love, would you say?
Absolutely.
Great job, y'all. Thanks very much to the Mall of America Ion Women Tour there, and we got to take a break, and we'll be right back, 5 before the hour.
What a joy to be me.
Nurtured these roses. So you, as parents, have nurtured these children. Take them as a symbol of the child you are giving away today.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Do you think I could bear to live here without you?
Mr. Bernice, you just go back to sleep. You need your rest.
No.
All the kids are talking about dropping out of school. So I wanted to spend some time with them.
I have complete...
Tell you what, when Nikki delivers, you come